I'm really glad that I bought some of these add-ons for my world. Everything just looks so much more alive, and the actions and stuff pack is honestly insane with the bouncy animations, and like it adds so much detail to everything. My enchanted tools and weapons have a little glow around it. The seeds are in a little bag, so it's not just floating around in my hand, and we can actually see the flint and steel in action. I feel like this is something that a lot of people should invest just a little bit of money in order to enjoy Minecraft a bit more.
You know you could just mod that in for free on the Java edition of the game, right?
Okay, well, is it a little weird that mods or add-ons in this case cost money on the Bedrock edition of the game while on Java you can just mod it in? Yeah. It is a little weird, but that's kind of the only drawback. I mean, it is kind of like going to one ice cream shop and then getting a scoop for free and then going across the street and then getting told it costs like $2. But when you're going to one that costs $2, that scoop across the street comes in a cone. It's already scooped and you don't exactly have to churn the milk yourself, which is exactly what you had to do when you got it for free because they made you do all the work. Okay, maybe not all the work because then that would mean you made all the mods, which is just like impossible. But like, you know what I mean. And that exact kind of situation is what's happening with Minecraft mods. While Java mods may be free, paid mods on Bedrock are actually more accessible, more convenient, and make a whole lot of sense. And that might make zero sense if you're familiar with modding in Java. But put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Let's say you're new to modding and you have no idea what to do. That's the first wall, and it's a huge wall to get over. But hold on, why are there even two separate versions of Minecraft in the first place?
Hello once again, audience.
Well, that's actually kind of an interesting story. In the early 2010s, Minecraft Java Edition was exploding in popularity on PC, and that's kind of when the golden age of Minecraft YouTubers was coming to be. You know, people like Sunday, Skydoes Minecraft, Toby Games, which was my personal favorite, which is like honestly elite ball knowledge at this point, and Dan TDM. But Mojang realized that phones and consoles were becoming a huge market too. But Java was way too resource heavy and complicated to easily port to mobile devices or weaker hardware. And in 2011, Mojang created a brand new version of Minecraft from scratch using a different programming language called C++ instead of Java, which is why it's called Minecraft Java Edition. That's what it was coded in. And it's also why commands in Java and Bedrock have different syntax requirements. And this version was called Minecraft Pocket Edition because it was meant for phones, which, you know, phones do be in pockets and whatnot. I know, insanely clever. And around the 2012 to 2014 timeline, separate teams like 4J Studios ported Minecraft to Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, and other consoles. And these console versions were based more on the Pocket Edition model because it was easier to optimize for hardware. But then somewhere in 2016, Mojang realized that they were now managing way too many different versions of Minecraft, and by this time, Mojang was now owned by Microsoft, and they started a major project called Project Bedrock, and the main goal of that project was to unify all mobile, console, and Windows 10 versions under one single codebase. And then in 2017, they officially named the project the Better Together Update, which officially merged the different device versions into one Bedrock edition, letting players on mobile, Windows 10, Xbox One, PS4, and Switch play together across all different platforms. And then from that point, Pocket Edition became part of Bedrock, console versions also became part of Bedrock, but Windows 10 was already Bedrock, so, you know, that stayed the same. And now we are where we are. There is one Java edition, and there's one Bedrock edition, and Bedrock is made for all platforms, but Java is made specifically for PC. And there you have it, the inevitable Great Divide. Now, I could talk about the controversy that did come with the Bedrock edition of the game, you know, with the marketplace and people talking about corporate greed and all this stuff, but that would be a whole other video, so. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the mods, right? Now, the main reason I wanted to make this video is because of the actions and stuff pack that was released for the Bedrock edition of the game. It introduced an insane amount of really impressive animation for the game that made the game just that much better to look at. And obviously, this pack blew up and gained a lot of popularity across all social media platforms. But of course, with social media comes the comments. And a big handful of people were always talking about, well, you could just get it for free on Java because, you know, there's the fresh animations pack for the mobs and then the player. And those group of people that generally disagree with the resource pack, kind of saying, well, why buy this when you can just get it for free on Java, somewhat lack empathy. Or not empathy, I don't know if that's the right word, but they cannot see how it would be beneficial to have a version of Minecraft built the way it is, like Bedrock. When I say get actions and stuff for free, I'm talking about the Fresh Animations mod and resource pack combination that you can download to your Java Minecraft world, which obviously is not at all really the same thing as actions and stuff. Which kind of brings me to my first point, is that not everyone has a NASA computer. Now, Java Edition mods are simply incredible. Like, you can completely transform the game from what it originally was, you know, a modification. You can turn your game into like a realistic survival simulator or like a full-blown RPG that looks like Skyrim or Elden Ring, but there's a catch. You'll need a computer beefy enough to run a small country, or at least doesn't crash when you open more than 3 Chrome tabs, which is kind of an exaggeration, but my point still stands.
I wonder if my PC can handle shaders. Wait, what's that noise? Oh my god, my PC!
Bedrock, on the other hand, runs on just about anything. Your phone? Check. Grandma's iPad? Check. The toaster that somehow plays Minecraft, that being the 13-year-old laptop? Most likely check. And the mods on Bedrock are optimized for these devices, meaning more people can enjoy custom content without worrying about their device melting into a puddle of plastic and regret. And I'm not even joking. The Java edition of this game is so performance heavy and takes up so much of your computer's resources that it genuinely can get that hot. For example, I bought my computer as a pre-built for almost $2,000, or I think it was actually $1,700, because I honestly don't have the kind of patience to just build the PC in a cave from a box of scraps. And it's got an RTX 4070, it's got an i9 CPU, it's got 32 gigabytes of RAM, there's fans literally everywhere in the chassis, and in this mod pack that I found off CurseForge, I'm averaging about 100 FPS, but you'll notice that my GPU usage is fluctuating at 80 to 100% usage a lot, and that's because it's my hardware that's allowing me to run the game at 100 FPS, which is honestly not a lot of frames. And don't get me wrong, that's definitely playable, but imagine what type of frames I would get if I didn't have the hardware I do. Now, the mods on Bedrock may not be as intricate and complex as the ones you can get on Java, but they are optimized so that you can actually run them on any device. But on Java, you cannot run any mod pack on just any device. Your computer has to be kind of stacked in order for it to work properly. And another thing, console players also do exist. Obviously, Java Edition doesn't run on consoles, and not every single Minecraft player has a PC to download Java Edition on. And because there's roughly over 204 million Minecraft players, there's people that are playing on all sorts of devices. So a lot of people can't even use Java mods even if they wanted to. For them, the Bedrock Marketplace isn't just a convenience, it's the only option. Paid mods on Bedrock allow players on these platforms to access cool content without needing a PC, like at all. It's a little bit like delivering pizza to people who live in the middle of nowhere. They're happy to pay if they don't have to cook. And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. It's about understanding what types of situations people may be in. You can whine and complain all day about having to pay for mods on Bedrock, but some people simply don't have the resources necessary, or required rather, to do Java type stuff. And they kind of just have to roll with the punches and work with what they have. And what they have ain't too bad, especially with things like vibrant visuals on the horizon. People on the Bedrock edition of the game are gonna have shaders. Like, that's cool. People are gonna have shaders on all platforms, which is something that was originally only on PC. It hasn't taken a really long time for Mojang to finally get there and put shaders officially into the game. Yeah, but like, they have it now, so like, that's good. They also have something called a Marketplace Pass, and it's $3.99 a month, and that grants you access to a whole bunch of stuff on the Marketplace for free. Well, like, not really, but like, you know what I mean? $3.99 a month is actually really cheap if you're asking me. To grant you access to all that stuff on the Marketplace, like, that's really good. And on top of that, even without the Marketplace Pass, there's still add-ons on Bedrock that are there for free. And they're even starting to make popular mods into add-ons that were originally in Java, and they're porting them to the Bedrock edition of the game. Things like Mosey's Mobs and Tinker's Construct are going to be things that you can get access to in Bedrock. And besides, Java modders are literally legends. They do incredible work, often for free, funded by passion and the occasional cup of coffee donation. And Bedrock creators are getting paid through the Marketplace, which encourages even more polished and long-term content.
Holy shit!
So what better way to support your favorite modders than by paying for the mods that they make? It's pretty much like Minecraft saying, hey, here's a paycheck, keep making awesome stuff. And that's good for everyone. And look, no one's saying you shouldn't love free Java mods. They're amazing and blow Bedrock mods out of the water. But let's give Bedrock's paid mods some of the credit they deserve. They're easy to use, work on almost any device, and let millions of players enjoy modded Minecraft without needing a tech degree or a fancy setup. So yes, Bedrock mods may cost a couple of dollars, but for many players, that's a small price to pay for skipping the headaches and diving straight into the fun. And for the players that do want to play with Java mods, it honestly is a lot easier now than how it was maybe like, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10-ish years ago, because back then there were no real mod launchers, things like CurseForge and Modminth, so you had to actually go into the folders and paths and then drag the files wherever they needed to go, and it was actually a lot of work. And my little 9-year-old self did not know how to work any of that stuff back then. But now it's a little bit easier, but there still is some sort of nuance to it with mod conflicts and stuff like that. Nowadays it is just a little easier to do Java modding, but Bedrock is definitely the more plug and play type method. Plus, isn't that what Minecraft is all about? Building, exploring, and sometimes letting someone else do the building for you. For a few Minecoins.
Where is it? Where's the rest? The money, Skylar. Where is the rest?
I used it to buy 30 add-ons from the Minecraft marketplace.
You did what?
Walt, I had to.
Hey, it's Relx. If you're new, I actually mainly post Roblox content, but the Roblox content that I do post on is mainly Doors and Pressure, and right now, there's nothing going on with those games, so this is what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like branching out, seeing what works. If you guys did like the video, be sure to like and subscribe, but only if you did enjoy, and let me know what type of content you want to see from me. I can do mini video essays like this, I can do gameplay videos. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, but master of none. I also have a Discord server. If you guys are interested in that, I'll link that down below in the description, but yeah. I will catch y'all whenever I decide to upload again.